Well, THFC, what's happening on this Sunday morning? That game last night. I'll start off by saying, well done to Brentford. You played the way I expected my team, Tottenham Hotspurs, to play. You played the game as a team that hasn't won that fixture in many years. And was it a wake-up call for the Tottenham Hotspurs squad? Yes, it was. Do I believe things will get better performance-wise by the Tottenham Hotspurs squad? Yes, I do. With that being said, I will say this. I think the manager's decisions yesterday, at first I thought, you know what, he made the wrong decisions. But when you think about it, he made the right decisions apart from maybe the defence. I just think he should have played Van Hecke and maybe Davis, because that was the senior defenders what he used throughout most of the friendly games. And midfield-wise, Tonali and Bergvall was the midfielders, and they actually had a good pre-season together. But I think yesterday's game shows why certain players should be squad players and certain players should be starters. Do you know what I mean? And it has given the rival fans the opportunity to start the banter early. But me, as a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, we've had many seasons where we start off brightly and we start off strongly, and then after a certain amount of games, we seem to crumble. So would you, as a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, rather start the season strong and then take your losses when they come, or would you rather start the season with a loss or two and build that momentum to be in a strong, physical, courageous, passing ability team? And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. Because we all know Robert De Zerbi, and we know he's a manager that doesn't like to lose. And I believe we've recruited a lot of players that do not like to lose. So we're expecting the progress to kick in very soon. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to single out any players today. I believe it was a collective poor performance from the goalkeeper to the attacker, to the last attacker, which would have been from Kingsley to Richarlison. And I think it just shows why certain players should be substitutes and players that come on, and certain players should be starters. With that being said, it's in the game of football, and no doubt the manager will work it out very soon. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday showed which players can be trusted and which players can't be trusted. And I just believe that Fernandes is an extremely good footballer. And for me personally, I think the next game from Wednesday, I think Pedro Porro will be back. I think Van Hecke will start with Mickey van der Ven, or either Ben Davis or Kevin Danso. And you'll have your doggy start the game with Robinson to come on. I think the midfield will be Tonali, Bentancur and Fernandes. And if Salvini's in by that time, then it will be Salvinho. If not, it will be Tell on the right, Solanke down the middle, and possibly Richie coming off the left. I think that's what the starting lineup will be for Wednesday's game against Charlton. But as a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, let me know who you think the starting lineup will be. As always, come on you Spurs.